Today, Greg and Nick treat a man hit by a lorry on the motorway.
Just lying on the floor, rolling around when I got here.
Steve helps a woman who collapsed while out shopping with her best friend.
I says, Jean, are you all right? She says, no. And after she said that, she passed out.
And Steve is on hand again when a terrified factory worker struggles to breathe.
What I need you to do, right, is you try and calm yourself down. We cover a massive area, ranging from heavy industry and densely populated areas out to less populated areas such as Shropshire and Herefordshire. And you know, the workload gets reflected in that quite a bit. I mainly work on a response car, mainly in Birmingham city centre. The bonus, obviously, of having a car in the city centre is that you're smaller than your conventional double-crewed ambulance, which obviously allows you to have a bit more manoeuvrability and then get to a patient quicker and start providing that treatment that they need. On the way now to a male who's reportedly unconscious outside the Square Peg, which is a pub in Birmingham city centre. Obviously, given its location, it's probably involving alcohol. It's a quite established area for street drinking. It's just a passerby that's called it in, and we'll see what it is when we get there, really.
I got here and it was a bit kerfuffle, so
So do you know him, mate?
No, I don't know.
All right, you just stopped.
Just sitting there.
All right, cool.
Put my coat under his head and that. His name's Ahmed, 55. He takes some medication for his heart and that.
All right. Ahmed.
Some special booze, some more for drink.
Ahmed.
He's had quite a bit of a bleed.
Oh, you have got quite a nasty bump there, haven't you, mate? Do you remember what happened at all?
Yeah, that's
OK, stop poking it with your finger. No, keep your hand off it. You got a nasty cut there, mate.
Head injury patients need close monitoring for signs of concussion or brain damage.
Hello, can I have a number backup, please?
5154, Roger, stand by.
So basically, Ahmed smells heavily of alcohol, but he's obviously fallen. He sustained a head injury. He's going to require onward treatment and observation at hospital due to the fact that he could vomit as a result of the alcohol and of the head injury. He's going to need a few hours of being watched. He might even need a few stitches on his head there. It's quite a deep cut. You just bandage this up so you're not bleeding everywhere.
Looks really good.
Plenty of practice. Right, keep still, Ahmed. Keep still. Ahmed, have you had anything else today other than alcohol?
He said he's had some tablets.
What tablets? Are they tablets that are prescribed to you? Because of his levels of intoxication, you know, he was a bit agitated. He was constantly reaching for his head. He's slurring his words. He was uncoordinated. Is that because he's got a head injury, or is that just because he's had too much to drink?
Ahmed.
not Ahmed.
What's your name?
Robert.
Who come up with Ahmed? Listen to me. You're going to have to go to the hospital because you've got a nasty cut on your head. Did you take any medication? Don't touch.
Yeah, I did
Thiamine, vitamin B as well?
yes.
Yeah, in an ideal world, if people didn't drink too much, I think our job would be a lot different. I think you would see a drastic reduction in the workload that's placed on not only the ambulance service, but the police as well. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Push yourself up. That's it. Step backwards. That's it. Have a sit down. Have a sit down. Go on. There we go. We were trying to help him. Sadly, he wasn't as receptive, perhaps, as he could have been. He said that he'd taken medication for his heart. He couldn't say what it was or why he had to take it. So it is a constant battle to try and always get to the root cause of the problem.
So what's going to happen now, like?
Trip to the hospital, mate.
I might go down there later to see if, like, he's all right and that. All right, thanks.
Robert, open your eyes for me, mate. We're just going to pop a new bandage on round your head, all right?
Quite often with alcohol-dependent people, which, given the medication he's on, he appears to be, they can suffer seizures. So whether he's had a seizure that's led to this, and then is he in this confused-ish type state because he's post-sickle, haven't had a fit, or is it just because he's intoxicated, hence the need that he's going to be conveyed up to the local A&E at City Hospital, where he's going to be monitored and then further treated, possibly with a bit of wound care for that cut on his head as well. Right, cheers guys, thanks. See you later. Whilst his injury there appears quite minor, and the odds are it probably is, I'm sure that our paths will cross again. Yeah, I'm sure I'll see him again, quite probably on the floor in this square again in the not-too-distant future, sadly.
A high proportion of the patients we attend are elderly, and what they're complaining of may be down to a chronic condition. For example, they may be having chest pain through to chronic high cholesterol and blood pressure. So we're sort of dealing with the end result of sort of like long-term conditions. We're responding to a lady in her 70s who's collapsed outside Costa Coffee, an indoor shopping precinct in Stourbridge Town Centre. I'm just pulling up at the address now. Hello there, is it Jean? Hello there, Jean. My name's Steve, one of the paramedics. What's happened? You don't know. What I want to do is just check you over really quickly and then we decide what we're going to do with you. OK, have you got any pain anywhere at the moment?
We shop in Stourbridge every Friday morning, and we'd done the shopping, we were just going for coffee, and she brought me coffee to the table, and I said, I don't feel very well. I says, Jean, are you all right? She says, no. And after she said that, she was violently sick, and then she passed out.
It appears your pulse is a bit slow in the wrist, so it might be that your blood pressure's a bit low. So I want to lie you on the floor. Is that OK? All right, lie yourself down for me. That's it. Sit down. Sit down. OK. OK, Jean, I'm just going to lift your legs up. We'll see if you start to feel any better like that. OK. One of the big things with a low blood pressure is literally the pressure's that low that the blood doesn't get to your vital organs, i.e. your brain, your heart and your lungs. Yeah, 5-2, can I have a crew, please? Can you back me up with an amber response? Got a lady passed out with low blood pressure over overseas. If the blood supply to the brain is reduced, the easiest thing you can do is get the blood back there by lifting their legs up off the floor, and it just causes, through gravity, blood to run back to the brain. Do you feel any easier now? Yeah. She's starting to feel a little bit better at the moment, but she looks quite pale and clammy. So we're going to do a routine set of observations. We've asked for an ambulance to come, and when the ambulance is here, we'll check her over more in depth on the back. Do you have any medical problems normally? Yes. Yeah, what do you suffer with normally?
My heart.
Your heart?
Diabetes.
OK. What's the trouble you have with your heart?
Atrial fibrillation.
OK, atrial fibrillation. OK, and you say you're diabetic as well?
Yeah.
Right, and how is that controlled?
With tablets.
With tablets.
Jean has been diabetic for 8 years.
Diabetes, which is what Jean suffered with, is basically when your body can't regulate blood sugar levels. First and foremost, it would be high as a undiagnosed diabetic, but quite often diabetes, people who suffer with diabetes cause their sugars to go low, and that can cause them to have funny turns. Jean, the next little test I want to do is take a spot of blood from the tip of your finger. Is that OK?
Yeah.
You test your own blood sugars? You do. Do you know what number it normally is?
About 7.
About a 7. A normal reading for a blood glucose, a BM, would be between 5 and 8. A little scratch on your finger, is that all right?
Yeah.
OK, just squeeze that on your finger for me. Thank you. All right, your blood sugars are 15. Is that quite high for you?
Yeah.
It is. The blood sugars are quite high. They're 15. She's a diabetic, but that's a lot higher than normal, where that's got a bearing on what's happened today. All right, can you give my hands a really good squeeze with both hands, OK? Right, close your eyes for me. I want you to hold your arms up in the air. OK, that's lovely. Pop them down. We've done a quick survey of neurological function, which has proved OK, so we're not suspecting a stroke at this time. As soon as the ambulance gets here, we'll do more in-depth ECG and we'll have a look at her heart.
This isn't the first time Jean has collapsed.
Last September was the last one she had, and it happened in Debenhams at Maryhill. Exactly the same thing, passing out. This was the first time that I'd been there when it did happen, and it was very frightening to see how ill she was.
If we sit you up, the chances are you're probably going to go dizzy again, all right? Would you have any objection to me popping a little needle into your arm or your hand and see if we've got to give you some fluid? Is that OK? OK, just relax your hand. We're giving the lady some sodium chloride, basically salty water. Fluid replacement should bring the blood pressure up. Oh, yeah. You all right?
Hello.
Right, this is Jean. When I got here, she was sat in the chair there with no radials. Lay her down, got her legs up. BP's only sort of come up to 92 now, 93 systolic, even with being laid flat for 10 minutes or so.
Right, okay.
Complaining of no pain. She's fully aware of what went on.
Yeah.
Just cannulate her, give her some fluids. Just 100 ml. And we'll see what happens with that. No pains. Obviously, I haven't done a 12 lead with where we are. Discussed with her that we'll do one on the back of the ambulance.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Hand, my darling. Nice and steady, okay?
Let's just have a breather a moment.
That's it, okay?
In the ambulance, the paramedics check Jean's blood pressure again.
It's all right. Have a sit down.
129.70, perfect.
That's very good, very good.
Have a sit down, Jean. You were laid flat for a good 25 minutes, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? And your blood pressure would remain really low. That's why we gave you some fluid. You know, but as it is now your blood pressure's quite stable. But with what we've seen today, we'd advise a trip to the hospital.
What is it?
If it is that you don't want to go...
No, it's not that I don't mind hospitals, it's just...
I know. Obviously, our advice would be to get it checked out. If you don't want to go, that's fine. Jean's made quite a good recovery with the fluids we've given her. She's responded quite well to it. Her blood pressure's stabilised now. We've advised her to go to the hospital because low blood pressure's caused her to have a collapse in a public place. She's experienced it before, and the experience she's had is she hasn't received any further treatment at the hospital. So this time she doesn't want to go. Our advice would be to attend, and in fact she doesn't want to travel with us. We're going to get her to sign our electronic patient device to state she's not going with us at this time. Hey, Jane.
I would say between sort of 30 and 50% of our work are road traffic accidents, and that would include all manner of road traffic accidents, motorcyclists versus cars, cyclists versus cars, and pedestrian versus all manner of vehicles. The reason I became a critical care paramedic is I wanted to treat the sickest patients the best possible way and to improve myself personally.
We are going to reports of a pedestrian versus a lorry on the active carriageway of the M6 just north of Birmingham. It's somewhere around junction 9 or 10. So as we get to that area, we will obviously start to come upon standing traffic and probably police.
When we get reports of a person hit by a lorry on a motorway, the immediate hairs on your back go up. The feeling is that it's a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit. Lorries obviously carry quite a lot of force. Unfortunately, they generally tend to be fatal incidents.
Access from junction 9 and approach on Blues. They're saying you will possibly encounter some congestion.
9-8 on scene. Hello. Hello.
Surprisingly, the casualty is sitting up in the road talking.
Looks like, as you can see, a young chap, apparently intoxicated, walked into the road. Hit by a lorry.
Okay.
He's clearly got a head injury. That's okay. Bit of a boggy mass. His pulse, so he's breathing okay. All right. His chest sounds clear.
When we arrived, the gentleman was seated in an upright position with a couple of policemen around him. His conscious level was fantastic. He was talking, he was orientated and aware to sort of time and place. We were very, very surprised that he wasn't more seriously injured, especially when we spoke to the driver of the vehicle who stated that he was doing 40 miles an hour when he hit the gentleman and he saw him fly through the air. and land on the ground.
I'm a doctor. I'm going to have a little look at you, OK?
What?
Is he with you?
I'm doctor. I'm just going to have a look.
Just go home.
OK, in a minute.
In a minute. You bring your mile.
OK.
I know what hit him.
Speed
That
truck.
wagon, the lorry there.
That one there?
Yeah. Just lying on the floor, rolling around, and I got here.
OK, real. Have you got any pain?
What?
Does it hurt? Sore? Ow.
I'm Riga.
Ow. Ow.
Thanks. There'll be an ambulance here in no time.
No.
What we're looking for first is to see if there's any external catastrophic hemorrhage, so to see if there's any obvious significant bleeding points. We have a look to see if they've got an airway, and generally if they're talking, we're in a good place.
OK? OK. Nothing.
Can't find your
No limbs, no long bones, chest, abdo, neck.
Mike Delta 98, just an update from scene. Got one patient, GCS of 15, just doing a top to toe at this time. We still require one DMA, please, and the ASO.
OK, if you've got his legs, I'm just going to sit him up, and he might be a bit more compliant. All right, yeah, OK, all right. No, that's it. Stop.
Well done, mate. Relax, OK? The gentleman was obviously intoxicated. He just wanted to go home. He didn't realise that he had actually crossed a motorway. He just thought it was a busy road, and he misjudged the fact that the vehicles were going at the speed they were. And he just wanted to get to the other side of the motorway to go home.
No drink. No.
OK, that's all right. It's OK.
You're OK.
You're OK. OK. Where is...
What? No, speak.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Where is no.
No, listen. Where home? Where is home?
I'm Riga.
You're a rigger.
I am go home.
Sorry. Has he got any ID on it at all?
Nick checks the man's pelvis and spine for fractures.
Nothing's hurting
Well
at all.
done, mate. Well done.
Sorry.
OK.
All right.
OK, listen.
I'm going home.
You're OK. Just OK.
Even though he's presenting really well, you still need to do a thorough top-to-toe check. So we go from the head to the feet, have a good feel of all his bones, and we make sure that for example, the gentleman's moving all four limbs with no pain, that they have no sort of serious spinal injuries or spinal problems. We also have a look at their chest, so we're making sure that they're breathing well for themselves, that it doesn't cause any extra pain. We have a good poke and prod of their belly, etc.
Nick also performs an ECG to check the man's heart function.
Let's check us the red one as well.
Sorry.
OK. You're looking. OK.
Green one just on this side. Just stick it around there. And the black one down there somewhere.
If you think about it, 7.5 ton to 12.5 ton vehicles moving at 40 miles an hour, and you're a person. So that force hits you, and all your internal organs move. So it's going to get this wave of movement. That's his primary injury. His secondary injury that then happens is he then falls backwards onto the motorway. So he has this massive mechanism, goes 10 foot in there and then hits the ground. That's where he gets his secondary injury. So the index of suspicion is massive, really.
But miraculously, the man doesn't appear to have any serious injuries.
Upon checking things like his heart rate, how well he was moving oxygen around the body, his blood pressure, having a look at a picture of his heart, we felt quite confident that he was in quite a stable state, really.
I'm Russian.
I know. Okay. I'm English.
А вы понимаете меня?
I don't speak Russian.
Okay.
He's done some miraculous dance move to be in the position where he was. We were both, as a crew, myself and Nick, were incredibly surprised that he was in the state that he was.
This could have been a fatal incident, 100%. If this lorry was doing 60 miles an hour, as it's allowed to do, and hit that gentleman at 60 miles an hour, he would have died.
Okay, we're going to go to the ambulance now, okay?
So we've been briefed.
Only what I've heard on the radio.
Right, so this guy, we believe, is Russian.
Okay.
He's intoxicated. He's been crossing the carriageway and got hit by the lorry. That one that's there, the red one. Speed, don't know. It looks like a glancing blow and he's spun, but obviously he's been thrown forward by where he landed and where the lorry is. He's got a bleeding lump to the back of his head, but there's no hematoma, it's not boggy, it's just a graze. All his limbs absolutely fine, pelvis is fine, abdomen's fine, chest air equal. BP's good, Sats are good on air. I was just drunk and very, very lucky, as far as I can tell.
Let's have a clean of your eye. I'm going to give you a clean, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you might have a fractured cheekbone.
Yeah.
But this is not boggy, so don't worry.
Okay. Yeah.
He did have a fracture to his eye socket. It didn't require any immediate definitive care. And fortunately, he didn't have a time-critical head injury either. He just had a slight concussion. We did actually call because we were so surprised that he was quite well, and so we did actually call the hospital later in the evening. The gentleman was staying in overnight, just as a precaution, but he had no time-critical injuries. He just had the fracture, which we suspected, to his left eye socket, but it wasn't time-critical and didn't require any surgical intervention at that time. I am incredibly surprised that the gentleman did not have any more significant injuries.
A collapse can be caused by a multitude of medical conditions, quite often heart-related or blood pressure-related. They can cause somebody to collapse to the floor quite quickly.
3 weeks ago, 73-year-old Jean Wilson collapsed in a cafe, but refused to go to A&E.
I thought, I can't be asked. I just haven't got the time to go and spend a morning in hospital, just sitting there to be told to go home as soon as my blood pressure had come back up. It had happened that many times, so I thought, no, I'm not going.
But after passing out in the coffee shop, Jean's condition deteriorated.
Couldn't get over it when I got home, so I knew it was something different, and my sisters had to come down. They took it in turns to look after me.
Eventually, she collapsed again.
I passed out at home. I was unconscious for 2 hours. When I come round, I phoned my son up. And obviously, ambulance had to come. I took the hospital. When I was for 2 weeks, while they did a load of tests to find out what's the matter with me.
It's been a distressing time for Jean. Luckily, Joan, her friend of 50 years, has been with her throughout.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Nice cup of tea.
Thank you.
Nice cup of coffee. Look at these photos here. They were 46 years ago they were taken.
Never.
Yeah, Stuart was 2 there, and he's 48 now. And you and I are lovely and slim and beautiful. Well, we've been very concerned about Jean because she's been quite poorly. And I just hope that everything will turn out all right for her. I think it's going to take a long, long time for her to get better. But she's a very brave lady, very brave indeed.
Jean and Joan have been friends since Jean moved to Birmingham half a century ago.
My family are from Yorkshire, and I moved down here and all of a sudden I've got no family around me. So Joan is my family. She's always been like my family.
And she's been my best friend for 50 years. And we've had an awful lot of laughter and happiness. Yes, one particular night we went out and she was drunk and she couldn't stop vomiting. And she'd got a few false teeth. So I took them out and I washed the false teeth under the tap. That's what a good friend.
Friends.
That's what good friends are.
Yeah, that's friendship, that is.
Yes.
Frank's sake.
Jean is now waiting for the results of her tests.
Something's getting at my blood pressure, it to drop through the floor and just a collapse. So something's happening there, I just don't know what it is.
When we attend people who are erratically breathing, it's what we call a hyperventilation syndrome, breathing fast. There can be many causes for it. First and foremost, are his lungs working correctly? Are they supplying his body with enough oxygen? Is he breathing due to an underlying medical condition, or is he breathing like that down to an underlying injury? So we start from basics and work our way through full assessments to rule out things before we come to a final decision. responding to a male of 30 years of age. He's got breathing problems. We're not entirely sure why he's got breathing problems at the moment, whether it be through a medical problem, say asthma, or whether it's a breathing problem related to where he's working, environments, factors, maybe sort of like smoke or chemical inhalations. I have to do a quick patient assessment to try and find out what we're dealing with. This one here.
I don't actually know what happened. He just come over to me to say he felt ill.
Hello there, mate. Hello, what's your name?
Abdul Rahman.
Abdul, all right, OK.
When he come to me, he asked me for some a tablet. So I just gave him an ibuprofen.
OK.
He had 2 of them.
Abdul, do you speak English? Yeah. You do? All right, have you got any pain anywhere?
No.
All right, do you mind taking your top off for me? Is that all right?
Come on. All right, calm down.
All right. All right, just relax. Abdul, I'm going to have a quick listen to your chest, all right? Just relax for me. When I first arrived at Abdul's workplace in the factory unit, it was quite clear that he was really struggling. He was breathing pretty quick and he didn't look well. He was quite pale and he looked scared, he looked petrified.
You'll be all right.
Okay, take some deep slow breaths. Have you ever had any problems with your breathing before? Have you ever been to hospital with anything before?
Chest before.
Hey?
2 years, my chest bad before.
2 years ago, his chest was bad.
What with, mate? Do you remember?
You know, what's the problem, Rahman? Blood pressure.
OK. All right. What I need you to do, right, is you try and calm yourself down. Just concentrate on your breathing, all right? Take a deep breath in and hold it for a few seconds. At the moment, you're breathing way too fast, OK? I can't remember the exact figure, but I'm guessing he was probably breathing above a rate of 40, which is probably 4 times faster than he should be. I think if you can't realise as to what's causing you to feel unwell, at the forefront of your mind will be sort of the worst case scenarios. And we find people sometimes suffering with minor conditions and minor problems. For them, they think that that is going to be the end of, and they're going to have a heart attack.
Steve suspects something much less sinister.
I think you're having some sort of anxiety attack. That's what it sounds like to me, all right? We need to rule everything else out at this stage, but that's what it's looking like, OK? So I just need you to just try and calm down a little bit, all right? Just try and control your breathing, yeah? There's only you that can do that. Deep breath in for a few moments and hold it, OK? I'm unsure as to what the cause for Abdul's anxiety was. He may fall into one of those categories where we'll never know. Subconsciously, he may have had some stress somewhere in his life, which came to a head on that day in his workplace. Do your fingers feel cramped? Sorry?
You move your fingers.
OK. Abdul, listen. The reason your hands are like this... All right, OK, just listen to me. Let me explain what's happening, OK? Because you're breathing too fast, yeah? You've caused your hands to spasm, the muscles in your hands, yeah? You're breathing too fast.
Got to calm down.
People can quite often experience a spasm in the hands and the feet. Ultimately, that is because you've been breathing too fast by getting too much oxygen in and getting rid of too many waste gases. You actually change the pH of your blood, and that causes the spasms in your hands, and that can be quite frightening for people. I can't give you anything to regulate your breathing. You need to concentrate on that yourself, OK? Deep breath in and hold it for a few seconds. When you breathe too fast, yeah, you take too much oxygen in and you get too much waste out, so it causes your hands to spasm. All right? All right, you concentrate on your breathing.
Although he suspects it's an anxiety attack, Steve still needs to rule out heart or lung problems.
Your heart tracing is OK, yeah, apart from being a little bit quick, which we can account for because you worked up, yeah, it's OK, all right? We're not suspecting this is your heart, all right? Deep breaths, Abdul. Deep breaths. Keep going. I've assessed your breathing's fine, all right? But look at your ECG, your heart's fine as well, all right? So we've ruled out the serious things, OK? So if that's what's worrying you, don't worry, OK? Do you want to have a walk outside and we'll see if we can get you some fresh air? Yeah? Come on, stand up. OK.
Eventually, Abdul's breathing starts to slow down.
All right, we'll just do another quick ECG now. Your heart rate's calm down a little bit. Just pop these on, mate. I'm sorry to press on your chest. 5-2, patient's made a full recovery. It was an anxiety attack. No backup required. I'm going to VNR probably in the next 15 minutes, we see. All right, your ECG's perfect, Abdul. All right, we don't need to go to hospital. Right, we will recheck your observations again in a moment. Yeah, what I suggest is you're probably best off going home. I don't know, you on a late shift today? Or?
We was going home in an hour.
Oh, right, OK. Probably get yourself home. Is there somebody at home? Somebody that can pick you up?
Right.
OK. And then you need to get yourself booked in at the doctor's, at your GP, yeah? And just discuss with he or she what's happened, yeah? Just so it's on your medical records then. He's going to feel a bit naff for probably an hour or so, you know, but everything we can check is normal, so, you know, he doesn't warrant a hospital trip. There'll be a GP visit for him if he can do, you know, and I'm going to advise him if the symptoms to return, then he can call us back later, but there's certainly no reason for him to go to A&E. I'll try and discharge as many patients as possible at home to save the ambulance service a journey to hospital and save A&E admission or A&E attendance. Good night to you. We'll lock up, OK, as we leave.
But when a patient is unwell and the cause is unclear, paramedics will recommend a trip to A&E.
With what we've seen today, we'd advise a trip to the hospital.
After weeks of uncertainty, Jean was told she had a faulty heart valve.
He says, well, you're going to have your heart done. He says, because that's what's causing you to black out. I ended up in Wolverhampton to have my heart done, which they did.
Jean had a successful aortic valve replacement. Unfortunately, doctors have now discovered another problem.
Turns out I've got cancer. Which I don't mind having, because you've got to die of something, for Christ's sake. He said he's got to take most of my pancreas out, some of the stomach, some of the bowel. It's about 5 things he's got to take out, and then just stitch it all together and I'll be fine.
Jean is putting on a brave face, but it's been a difficult time for her.
Oh, I'll be all right in a minute.
Fortunately, her lifelong friend Joan has been there to support her.
I think I've got to be closer to her, to be honest with you. I've been very concerned, and it's made me worry and unhappy, but she doesn't seem to worry or be unhappy. It's me, the problem, really, not Jean.
You've got to die of something, Duck. I'm 73, for God's sake. I've had my life. My kids got to have their lives now. And I don't want them out thinking about having to look after the mother. My friend in there, she keeps saying I'm brave. I said, I'm not brave. I'm just getting on with life.
Jean will soon have to undergo another operation. Luckily, Joan will be by her side.
She always knows where, like I tell her, you know where I am. If you want me, I'm here. 50 years is a hell of a long time to be friends. And we're very fond of each other. Very fond.
It's important for anybody to have a friend. You've got to have somebody you can talk to, otherwise you could bar me. Everybody should have a Joan.
It's lovely to do your job when you know that you've really, really helped somebody, whether it's just keeping somebody company and holding the hand, maybe making them a cup of tea, or whether it's physically actually saving the life. When I left school, I wanted to be a hairdresser and nothing else was going to stop me, and I did that. But when the children got a little bit older, I thought, right, it's time now. And so I joined the ambulance service, and now it's the best thing I ever did. We're going to a male in his 40s in a restaurant. It's come through as choking, but then it's actually said there's something stuck in his throat. I am being backed up with a crew, but I will probably be there first on scene to render aid if need be. Oh, that's him there.
Richard Dawson was having dinner with his family when he started choking.
What's happened then, my love?
I swallowed a chicken. Steak.
Piece of steak.
It's there.
Right, you can feel it? Yeah. Can you still swallow?
He's had a bit of water. He has brought it back up.
Yeah. We've got an ambulance crew on the way, so we can get you on there. Whatever you want to do for the best, all right? Richard had got a piece of steak stuck at the back of his throat, and he just couldn't relieve it in any way. He was starting to get anxious, which is not going to help. And although he was able to speak in full sentences, he was very uncomfortable. Let's just pop this on and have a little listen to your chest. You normally fit and well?
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. That finger. There you go. Let's have a little listen. All right. Giving you pain?
Comes and goes.
I checked his oxygen levels, basically to see how much oxygen he was managing to get into his body. And I wanted to listen to his chest to make sure he got equal air entry. Very often, you know, if somebody has got a lung that's not working correctly, you will have what we call diminished breath sounds. You can't hear as much air going into one side as the other. In Richard's case, it was equal, and his oxygen levels were 97, 98% upwards, which is good. We're happy with that. Just breathe normal, don't. OK, don't worry, don't worry. This is Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Hi.
We've got Sats 98. He's got a piece of steak stuck in, he can actually feel it. He has got a little bit of a wheeze at this side, but he's... So I think just need to get him on and get him sorted. No, it's here, so it's already gone down. He's had some water. And he has brought it back up again, so it is blocked. But I say his Sats are good and he's normally fit and well. All right, shall we get you onto the motor? Are you OK to walk just to there? Yeah? Come on then. OK. If somebody's choking and their airway is completely blocked, they're at the danger of stopping breathing, we need to take immediate intervention. But if that blockage is there but people are still breathing sufficiently, we leave it well alone, because if we start intervening and we move that foreign object, it could be moved into a place where it completely blocks their airway, and then we're in trouble. We don't touch anything that's not broken. Right. Okay? So that's why there's none of this going on, because it could dislodge it, and it's all right, it could just dislodge it and cause more problems.
Instead, the team decide to give Richard a fizzy drink.
We're going to get some Coca-Cola. Right. Because very often that helps, or a hot drink helps. Right. Okay. So we keep trying different things. So he's brought the water back, hasn't he? Yeah. Only little sips.
You might throw some of it out. All right.
If you do, that's fine. That's fine.
Get you some tissues.
That's it.
I can recheck his chest.
Right. I don't really know the reasons behind it. Whether it is the fizz that stimulates anything, I really don't know. But in the past, it has been known that fizzy drinks do help move things. I also think hot drinks help as well. It depends on the individual. Is it helping at all? No, don't worry. Don't worry. Daddy's fine. Do you want to come with me and see him? No? You want to go with
Phoebe and see Daddy?
It's fine. What's your name? Phoebe. Phoebe.
Hello.
Phoebe, look. Daddy's fine.
Give him a kiss.
Don't give him a kiss. That's it.
We'll follow
There you
Daddy,
go.
shall
We'll
we?
see you near the end.
OK, there'll be a few minutes here anyway, so... Bye, girls. Bless them. You've just got... When you've got children as well, you've got other patients to look after. You know, they're really upset, traumatised, but as well as the crew looking after him now, we've got to reassure the children that Daddy's OK. OK? Yeah?
With the paramedics' home remedy not working, the team decide to take Richard to hospital.
This last thing we want is it to come up and lodge his windpipe again. Local hospital is Russell's Hall.
Russell's Hall.
About 4 miles away, something like that. Richard, go and have a sit down. They'll do an X-ray just to make sure.
He's been like it for about 3/4 of an hour.
Yeah, and he just can't move it. With a
The
coat.
security went, it's better, it's gone.
Oh, good.
Just going to assess him and then...
Okay, right, we've just had some good news. While we're waiting for the ambulance to assess the patient, he's been drinking this Coca-Cola to see if it'll help, and it has actually cleared the piece of steak that was blocked. He's absolutely fine now, a little bit shook up, but he's fine. See?
Tell him to put another steak on.
All right. Yes, girls, Daddy's better. Yeah!
Definitely feel all right.
Yes, I'll definitely come up.
You can have the bag if you like. I've seen enough to know. Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
We're happy now. Poor Ruby. Right. You all right? Yeah. Hopefully we won't see you again.
Hopefully not.
See you
later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. I cut too big a piece, didn't chew it enough, swallowed, and straight away I knew I hadn't chewed it enough. And it just feel it there, lodged, and yeah, just hurt a lot. Just feel a bit silly now. And hungry.
Oh, it's lovely to get a happy ending. It really is. It makes the job worthwhile. I've always enjoyed working with people. It's because I'm so shy and retiring, not, you know, I've always enjoyed it, and I am a people person. Altogether, it's been 17 years I've been in the ambulance service now, and it'll see me through till I retire. I wouldn't want to do anything else. We have ups and downs, like you do in every job, but I do love my job.